Why do I always say hello so high pitched and then my voice just drops back into its actual register? I just noticed that. Sorry. But today we're going to talk about writing poetry for healing and mental health. And we're going to talk about why poetry is helpful for healing and mental health and ways that you can use poetry for healing and mental health. So, poetry is really valuable for emotional expression and release because it allows catharsis and it allows individuals to express complex and intense emotions and provides a safe outlet for feelings such as, well, whatever you're feeling: sadness, joy, anger, sorrow, anxiety. Maybe you're having a whole gaggle of the characters from Inside Out running about in your brain and you just need to get all of the emotions out. Poetry is very cathartic and it's very helpful for expressing those complex emotions. It's also really helpful for processing trauma. You can write about difficult experiences you've had, and it can help you process and make sense of really traumatic things. And it can lead to a lot of emotional healing, and it can make hard things feel a little bit less hard. And that's one of the great things about poetry. And it can also help you become more self-aware. And that sounds a little weird, but it can really help you to understand yourself on a more fundamental level. And I think that's one of the great things about poetry is I know me better because I write poetry. And I think knowing yourself is one of the most valuable things you can know. It can improve your mental clarity and it can improve your focus because it can help you be more mindful. It can help you organize your thoughts, and it can help you shift your perspectives so that you have a more positive or optimistic outlook on life and the world. And you can use poetry to shift your perspectives from often negative to often positive. It can also help you think more creatively and it can help your memory and your concentration and your problem solving. So these are all really great benefits to poetry that I think are invaluable and we should all be taking advantage of. It provides an escape and relaxation, which I think is really great because I write poetry when I'm stressed. So if I'm feeling anxious or I'm feeling like really sad or upset, I will sit down and I'll think, okay, let's write a poem about what we're feeling right now. And I'll take that time and I'll sit with my thoughts and my emotions and I'll just write it all out on the page. And that sort of escape and that I get to express all that I'm feeling. And then I'll take it and I'll be like, okay, what's something I could think about that's not what I'm feeling? And I'll turn it and I'll go, I'm going to write about roller coasters. Something I like. I'm going to be like, okay, we're going to write about the Harry Potter ride at Universal Orlando. The one where you go in the castle and like you get on like a machine and it's like all like 3D and it's crazy. That one is awesome. And I remember that experience vividly. And so I wrote a poem about it because it was a way of escaping how I was feeling and healing from what I was feeling through writing the poem and then taking my mind to a better, happier place through poetry as well. Poetry is also really helpful in that it can help you connect to others. So if you're feeling lonely or isolated, you can use poetry to have a shared experience, because if you're feeling something and you feel like you're the only person in the world who's ever felt it, then you can take your poetry and you can share it, and then you'll almost certainly find someone else who's been like, I have had that exact same experience or that exact same feeling before. I always find someone else who understands what I'm going through when I share my poetry. It can help you build relationships, and it can also be really validating. To read other people's poetry or to hear other people's poetry where they're going through something you went through, it can be really validating to hear it was that bad, or it was the way I thought it happened, or it was this, or it was that. And it makes you feel like I'm not alone in this world and my experiences are valid. And it can be really validating, and I think that's something important. Feeling valid and feeling validated is an incredibly important thing to feel. And I think poetry can help you discover that validation. Some ways that you can use poetry to heal and for your mental health is you can write daily journal entries. Journaling is like a huge, really important thing in our society. Well, in my society, I don't know about your society, but like in like my world and my community, journaling is a really big thing. And I like to do my journaling in poetry. And so I'll write a poem every day about what I went through that day. Even if it's just getting off the train and I like dropped my glove. And I'm like, dang it, I dropped my glove off the train. I can write a whole poem about dropping my glove off the train. Even though I have a whole nother pack of gloves that I can just put on. Like, I'm just going to write about it and I'm going to get that emotion out and I'm going to keep going and I will feel better through having gotten that emotion out. And so journaling through poetry can be really helpful. You can use poetry to express gratitude. So if you want to do gratitude journaling, you can write poems about the things you're grateful for, and that will help you to keep better in touch with what makes life worth living and what makes you grateful and what makes you happy. And that can be really helpful and really beneficial. You can write about your dreams, your aspirations, your life goals. You can write about anything you want, and all of these can be really helpful to making you feel more in touch with your inner self and more in touch with the world around you. Yeah, and so that's how poetry can help you with your healing and your emotional health. And I think that it's a really great way to become a healthier and happier you. So I hope you'll try it. I hope you'll try journaling. I hope you'll try writing poetry as a form of expression. And I hope this video has been helpful to you. Thank you. Bye.